to the first game of the Faction Showdown 2025. In this first game, we have Tiger 20 versus Inquisitor Ristan, Fearless Northman versus 7-unit Goblin. Now, I've never seen this matchup being played before, because the new Northman commander she's pretty new. But I'm real curious on what she can deliver, especially versus a list with more units that it has. Because one of the strengths of the traditional Northman Axe spam unit lists is that they usually have more units than their opponent. But Ristan has opted to go for double War Mammoth with Fearless instead. It does give him a little bit of range pressure because those War Mammoths have javelins, but I'm not sure if that is gonna come into play at all this game. But let's see how this all pans out. Alright. Giant moves into the woods, contesting the middle. I guess that is a fair enough move. I don't think the movement gained by going around that forest would matter too much. There is nothing really happening on that flank anyways. Maybe it is close enough to get into range of a War Mammoth, but would they even want to do that? I have briefly mentioned the theme here. Fearless Northman versus a 7-unit Goblin. Now, the Fearless Northman list is fearless because the War Mammoths have Fearless, and the Howl ability of Northman Clan Chiefess gives Northman Axe units Fearless for that one round as well. And that can be enough to turn a game. Even though Discipline 7 isn't the most reliable discipline for Fearless units, as the Darkborn Hydra is widely considered not the best unit with Discipline 8 because it will just run away. Now these Northman units will have Discipline 9 with the rank bonus if they're not damaged too much. But let's see. On the other hand, the 7-unit Goblin list, two Goblin mobs, some orcs to be the heavy hitters, to lead to some congestion there, it seems. As the Shaman with Shadowbolt and Primal Fury to basically ensure that one of the fights they will win. Now, it also runs the Chariot and the Bolt Thrower to get to that 7 units, and having the Bolt Thrower be the 7th unit kind of negates a bit of the advantage of having as many units as possible, but it also does give it a little bit of ranged punch against the Mammoths or Chariots. So I think Tiger's list is really good, so I'm really excited to see how it fares here against the Northman list. The Northman list is quite popular now. It's the new shiny toy after all. So I'm also really curious to see how that works out. Now, the Northman Land Chiefess commander, she doesn't only have the Howl one round of Fearless like the Goblin King. She also has Pack Tactics, which is an infinite use thing where she can target one friendly unit that is flanking an opponent. So like you can use it if you're flanking an enemy unit, and that gives them rerolls on hits against that. So that is really powerful, and it really helps in like keeping or getting the punch that unit these Northmen need. So it's gonna be interesting because I can see the scenario play out where the Primal Fury wins the Goblins one fight, but the Fearless keeps the Northmen in place, thus stopping the Greenskins from getting the advantage they need to take over the match. Now there's a tiny opportunity presenting itself here, but I'm not sure if the War Mammoth can actually exploit it right now. But if they manage to jam a unit into the goblins in the middle, that would cause enough congestion, basically. Alright, we're getting a zoom in on the War Mammoth. It's an interesting thing. It has 4 ranged attacks, or ranged attacks with the javelins. There's 3 people up there. Now, as I was saying, if the Abyssal player, Ristan, managed to jam a unit into the right goblin mob there, that would probably congest for the orcs in behind buying another round. But it doesn't look like that's happening. And we can see the orc chariot on the left here, moving close enough, trying to do there, Tiger, because now you moved it into not javelin range, but you moved it into counter charge range, making you a lot more squishy against that War Mammoth. Alright, Tiger with the last move. Has deployed the bolter backwards, but not getting any easy shots for it anyways. But close enough to get to shoot through the forest, I guess. Little known fact, if you deploy your bolt throwers or catapults backwards, you can actually deploy them a bit further forward. Ooh, that is some good hits. That bolt thrower. Alright, Abyssal Chariot. This Abyssal Chariot, the Abyssal Armor, is one of the best units Abyssal has in this matchup, because everything hitting for less than 5 from the Goblin player will only be wounding on 2-ups. So you gotta be mindful of where you put that thing. It seems he's not moving it too far forward. Guess one of the few things that could punch through it would be the spider. The Goblin Shaman giving it Primal Fury could knock it out. I don't know. I guess if I was the Goblin player, this chariot would be the one thing I would hope to shoot. Oh. Tiger moving carefully forward, but looks like she's going to stay out of range of that chariot for now. Fun fact, I do think that spider has scout, so it can move faster through the forests. Or at least it doesn't get slowed down by the forests. Well, the giant spider, let's not forget, that web ability is really good. Oh, going for a shadow bolt and getting a wound on the Abyssal Chariot. That might be big. Some games those chariots just take no wounds and can turn the entire game around for you. Turn 2. Alright, War Mammoth charges. Orc Chariot. I'm guessing Orc Chariot is going to charge back. He would. One flanking tool down. Because I don't think that War Mammoth is going to lose that fight. Defense 6, power 6 on the charge. But maybe it gets unlucky and loses and runs off. It only has Discipline 8, so it falls in the same category as Darkborn Hydra, just a little bit too unreliable to be a good fearless unit. Alright.
looks like Rustan wants to keep the giant trapped in the forest. While that is an option, I think moving it that far forward is an unnecessary risk. But maybe he yeah, that's an odd choice. Maybe he wants to bait him into flanking him with the giant. Now, how is this going to pan out, huh? There's 3 infantry against 3 infantry in the middle. The giant can flank on the left. It probably doesn't have the move to get around on a flank. On the Northmen just placed now, but maybe? Let's see. If it gets around there, that's kind of bad for the Abyssal player. Tiger moving the giant forward. Looks like she's running out of move. Yeah, that's the downside. If you'd walked it around the forest, you would have maybe got that way. Oh yeah, that's a bit late. So I would recommend her keeping the giant there. Maybe some Northmen move so far forward in the middle that you can sort of walk behind the goblins. Or just move it forward. It's also possible. One thing to remember here is that when the goblins and Northmen fight, the goblins will have numerical advantage, but of course they're going to be it's going to be a quality difference as well. The goblins being less likely to wound and more likely to be wounded. Little Northman unit moving forward. Carefully moving forward. Guess he doesn't want to accidentally get flanked. Oh. Just I'm wondering which one unit to move next. Let's see. No, he wants to get on the objective. That makes a lot of sense. It does have the mobility advantage on the right. Should be able to exploit that to some degree. Well, I guess he has less of it than normal. Oh, he just moves it forward like that. Interesting. Yeah, Tiger moving forward, trying to make sure she doesn't get flanked from the right, or she's gonna let orcs handle the middle. It does look like there's 10 orcs there, so, and in that case, the orcs hit harder than the Northmen and have the advantage. Doing, Tiger? That's gonna be a tricky one. I don't think your orcs can fit there. Well, interesting choice. What is your plan there? 15 minutes into the game now. Alright. Placing his Northman so he doesn't get side flanked by those goblins. And also doing his very best not to open himself up to a flank from the spider. Tiger does have last move, so that is something Rustan will have to be mindful of. Alright, orcs, can you get closer? Yeah, I mean, it's not impossible. Alright. Stan will most probably have first. Oh. Oh. Interesting. Northman leader moving into the center here, jamming herself in. If she does that, I guess the Northman unit will still have room to fight. Something one has to take care of is that you're not making it too tight for units to charge in. It might be what made him move his mammoth back a bit there. Now, of course, there is a golden chance to try to align yourself for a flank on the goblins on the left there. It doesn't look like he's going to try to go for that. Alright, also hides. Oh, does get a hit, does get a wound. Wow, that abyssal chariot is now down to only 2 wounds. That's really good for the goblin player. Oh, I know exactly what I would do. I would sneak that chariot behind the Northmen and try to side charge across to the goblins if I had the range. But looks like Ristan is accepting that it's gonna be a chariot on Spider Showdown, which does favor the spider, I guess. Let's see. Yeah, it's completely fine. All right. Tiger, move the spider out towards. Oh, another shadow bolt. Let's see if did not get lucky this time. All right. So now, if I was Tiger, I would try to get the spider out towards the edge of the map, trusting in Primal Fury to win the fight, and then try to angle myself or try to place myself so that after the fight, I would be angled towards the middle. But avoiding the fight is also completely allowed. Might even be the smarter choice, honestly. Yeah, why take the fight when you can just walk away? Tiger teaching me how to play. Yeah, that should be out. Definitely. Yeah. Where you gonna go with that chariot now? Well seen by Tiger. 2 hits. Oh, does get 2 wounds. Mammoth loses by 1 and runs. There you see it. Discipline 8. It's too unreliable. Goblin player getting very lucky here so far. Alright, first charge goes in. Oh yeah. The way it was set up, it was 2 times where first charge was needed. Alright. That means that you can get the orcs charging the Northmen in the middle, which would be a great fight for Tiger. But which fight does she commit to? Now that the mammoth ran, it's most likely coming back, but it does give Tiger the advantage on the left flank as well. Alright. Yeah, can't intercept because the middle of the unit is too far back. I see what you wanted to do there. Interesting. Does choose to go in with the mammoth against the goblins. Guess this is going to be the howl round. Counter charge. Also looks like oof, that mammoth running on the side there. Very unlucky for the Abyssal player. Well, on the bright side, with the first move, the chariot can hide from the bolt thrower there, which is good. And with the howl, the Northman line should hold all over. And I will be very surprised if the if the mammoth loses against the goblins. Oh, he is in range of the bolt thrower. So that was a sacrifice move. Interesting. Can those Northmen move around to get into a flank? Northman list so struggling under the numerical disadvantage here. Will activate how, I'm pretty sure. Right, Northmen are able to get around. Didn't put them too far forward, I mean, so they would be stuck against the goblin unit. Don't have to. Oh, you want to get. You don't have to care about cover with Shadow Bolt, but what in the? What do you want there? I'm gonna a little bit shorter. Little fiddling dance there. It's not the most time efficient part of Savul. Let's see. Oh, no, then you can't see it. There you go. That should do it. Easily in the side arch. Important, one of the most important thing when you have to do when playing Savul, mouse over your enemy units, see which arc or which quadrant you'll charge into to ensure that the flank is in fact a flank. Not had the time to play that much lately, and the amount of times I thought I put myself into, oh my god, the mammoth runs off. And I can see Rastan waving his mouse angrily at the dice. That's not where you're supposed to use your 5s and 6s. I don't know, we got back charges galore coming in here now. But maybe the dice turn. Alright, spider lining up. Preparing for a side charge. Or potentially a front charge. Primal Fury goes on to the goblins fighting the mammoth. That is a choice, I guess. Oh. And webbing the Northmen. Are they still close enough, though, to get the side charge on the goblins? They should be. Ooh, those are some good rolls. 5 goblins go down. Wow. Winning by 2. That should be a certain goblin run, and they do. 5 hits only from the orcs, but bad saves. Ooh, that's terrible hits back from the Northmen. But they do hold because of the Fearless. Alright, Mammoth time. 1 hit. Oof, another 1-hitter. And they save. Dice be cruel. 10 hits, 4 wounds, still alive. Does they run? No. At least this one holds. Alright. 3 wounds. This little bolt thrower is going to go down. And it's gone. Alright, first charge is yours. Where do you go? I mean, I guess the only one that matters is the Northmen into the side of the goblins fighting the mammoth. So I guess that's what he's gonna do. What? Tiger has first charge? Interesting. Well, She decided to not go into the Northmen. Makes sense there with that she's going to go into the Mammoth. It only has 4 more hit points, but it also opens up an avenue for things to crumble. I mean, she has to do it. Alright, it's coming down to the dice. Greenskins have the advantage. Can the pack tactics turn it around? Goblins fail their rally. Important ground. Where do you do the Primal Fury? Do you save it? Primal Fury goes into Goblins. That is interesting. I don't know if I agree to that. I guess that's the most hits. Orcs. 2. So, only 2 hits. The Orcs, they're delivering this time around. Oof, and the Northmen run. Oof, that's not good. Pack leader, you gotta deliver. 2 hits. 2 wounds, that's good. 12 hits, oh lord. Goes down. Bunch of wounds on those goblins though. Huh. Win by 2, goblins will run. Goblins run. Not the most dangerous rolls from the giant though. Maybe the Northmen hold. They do. Alright, I guess this is a game decider now. Fails on a 2-up. Ooh, that's painful. Only 2 hits from this ones, both save. Does a wound. Yes, he might hold. He holds. Alright, it's looking grim, but I'm guessing Ristan has first charge now. No, he doesn't. Or Chariot coming in big here. Single-handedly winning Tiger the game, it feels like. And the Northmen are kept off the objective. Goblins fail again. And fail again. That's the thing with Greenskins. Once they start running, they don't stop. Can the orcs wiggle close enough around that they manage to get in range? Huh? No, they have to do a full 180. It's a congestion in the middle, keeping the door open for the abyssal player. That is risky. 3 hits here. That's, oh, but only 1 wound. Boost by 1. Do they hold? They hold. Keeping the dream alive. Alright, here's the big one. 1 hit. Do you save? He saves. You only got 1 wound left. Only 1 hit. You got 2 up there as well. Oh, he fails. Oh, it's painful. Shadow Bolt at the beginning of the game coming in clutch. 3 wounds on the Northmen. Oh, they only do 1. I guess that's it. GG. Northmen run. Yeah, Tiger's got this one. It's in the bag. Oh. When we talk about 7-unit lists being powerful, this is that's what you're seeing here. Northman flank list, not able to get enough flanks to take the game, and then with the Mammoth fleeing off the map on the left side, it just all fell apart. Of course, the odds of an 8 discipline Mammoth failing 2 discipline rolls in a row, and the goblins keep running. The odds of it failing it twice in a row is probably like, what, 15% chance or something like that, so quite unlucky. But even if the Chariot and the Mammoth just stayed and fought each other for the rest of the game, Tiger still had the Giant on that side, giving her the advantage. Alright. It's mop-up time. Would be a very, very good game for Tiger if they were counting points here, but we're not in this tournament. It's just a good old group stage. Final round. Northmen, rally. Goblins, rally. But yeah, there we have it. Tiger doing the victory 360 there. Northmen holding strong. Not doing a lot of damage though. Oh, they take a wound. Will they stay alive? And thus ends the saga of the Northmen. Oh, the ones in the Fire Force do hang out. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this cast of this game. This tournament is important, big stuff, so there's going to be more of it. So enjoy.